Hey guys, so my name is Leon, and today we're gonna be doing a new video series of Big Brother players who I think will be a good fit to be on Survivor. So essentially, what I want to do with this particular series, and I'm gonna also do a similar series of Survivor players that would be good fits on Big Brother. So what I want to do with these next few videos is like I want to choose players either who are on Big Brother or who are on Survivor, and see which set of 16 players or 20 players will be good from one show that will fit another show. So anyways, so the players that you see here are the players who I would think would be the best fit from Big Brother, that will be best fit to be playing on Survivor. So I want to go through each of the Big Brother seasons and go through, other players I have considered, but I also want to explain the 20 players I've chosen from each Big Brother season to be on Survivor. So with that being said, let's go through the list, shall we? So obviously, let's start with Big Brother 1. Big Brother 1, I haven't obviously watched it, and I checked through the cast list and checked through like people like Chicken George. And honestly, I didn't pick anybody from Big Brother 1 to be in this kind of scenario, so let's skip through that. Big Brother 2, I didn't really consider anybody. There was Dr. Will, obviously. I think he's not gonna be in reality TV shows anymore. If he is, he's probably just a guest. So I don't think he's gonna be on a actual season of Survivor. Same with Mike Boogie. I think Mike Boogie has some legal stuff going on and he has some personal stuff going on. So I don't think, even though he wanted to be on Razor Race with Dr. Will, and that was kind of some of the reasons why he has some of these legal issues right now, I just don't think he'll be chosen for Survivor anyways. Big Brother 3, I considered a few people. Diane Wade is actually somebody who I kind of had on the list initially, but I took her off and I swap her out with somebody who I'll explain later on. Jason, nah, because I think Jason's too busy with his career right now. Also, guys like Roddy, Marcellus, and leaving Lisa the winner, I didn't really consider them at all. Anyways, moving on, Big Brother 4, didn't really consider anybody for that. June would be a good option, but June lives in a different country. And Big Brother 5, this is actually the first person I actually put on the list. Jace, I actually consider Jace from Big Brother 5. I think, and he almost got on Big Brother Canada 4 as as part of the twist, but he wasn't chosen. I think it'd be an actually interesting play to put on Survivor. So with Jace, I chose for the cast. Anyways, Jace is the first person I chose. Let's move on to Big Brother 6. There's a couple people that I considered. Bo, I considered Yvette, I considered Kesa a little bit, but really not really. I didn't really consider Kesa. I feel like Kesa wouldn't come on unless Janelle would be on. But speaking of Janelle, I actually put Janelle in this cast. I think she's a big Survivor super fan, and I think I wouldn't mind having Janelle play Survivor, see how it goes. I don't think she'll last long, but I think she'll be a good fit for at least one season Survivor. This kind of cast, see how she would do well on the series. So I put her on. Anyways, let's move on. Big Brother 7, obviously with third season, so no considerations there. Big Brother 8, I considered Dick and Danielle and someone like Jen, someone like Eric, Jessica, but I decided not to put anyone of them. I think Ewa Dick has like his own show, Dick at Night. I think it's better for him to stick with that other than to come on Survivor. And Danielle, I don't think she'll be on reality TV again after Big Brother also. So didn't consider them. Big Brother 9. I consider Crazy James. James from season 9. He doesn't pick it no more, but I consider him. I consider Adam, but not really. Also, I didn't put anybody in the cast. The next person I put on the cast from Big Brother 10 is Dan. Obviously, one of my favorite players of all time. And in my opinion, he's the best Big Brother winner of all time. And in that case, he's the best Big Brother player of all time. But that's another list for another day. At this point, if he ever come back to any Survivor season or even a Big Brother season, I don't think he'll be able to hide his threat level personality anymore. So, anyways, I put him on. Next person I put on, well, before I get to the next person, the other people I considered Big Brother 10, I did consider Jesse, who's also on Big Brother 11, but I decided not to. I think because he has a family, a little bit. I don't think he'll be able to or be willing to take time off, honestly. Memphis, no. Jesse, why I mentioned Jesse. Jerry, no. Michelle, Keisha, Leva, Rennie, nah. Anyways, moving on. Big Brother 12. Well, before I get to Big Brother 12, Big Brother 11. I considered it's really tough with Big Brother 11. Obviously, Jesse was 20, so you can't consider him. That's tough. Jeff and Jordan, what people come to mind for Big Brother 11. But honestly, with Jeff and Jordan, I'm not sure because I think Jordan doesn't want to play again. I think Jeff, with his the job that he has, I don't see Jeff playing Big Brother again. So didn't put them on the list. Kevin Campbell, he played All Stars, so I don't think Kevin's gonna be able to rush to be on reality TV. And I don't think Survivor is really Kevin's kind of game, anyways. I think Big Brother is a better fit for him. So plus, there's people in this archetype too. So there's that. So let's move on to Big Brother 12. I considered a few people. Obviously, Brennan's in consideration, but I didn't put him on. But I did put on Rachel. I think Rachel, in any Survivor season that will consider Big Brother people, Rachel, as long as she's not pregnant, is going to be on, in my opinion. So definitely putting Rachel on there. Another person I put on there from that same season, Hayden Moss, who's played on Survivor, Blood vs. Water. He's a really good pick to put on, have another redemption arc. Maybe he can go and win this one. Who knows? So yeah, I consider him. And someone like Matt Hoffman, Enzo, Lane, well, not Lane, but Matt Hoffman, Enzo, Brittany, consider them, even Reagan. I consider those guys, but I decided to not put them on. Big Brother 13, there's one person I put on Big Brother 13 is not someone who people would think like, oh, you put on Kalia or Danielle. I always said like Danielle's not gonna be on, so nah, not her. But I'm gonna put on Shelly. The reason I put on Shelly because we do need an older lady archetype, and we also need somebody who's kind of an outdoorsy person, someone who's and Survivor, despite the strategic aspects of Survivor, it is an outdoorsy kind of competition based game. And Shelly's somebody who likes to hunt and something like that. I think she'll be a good role model for some of the younger contestants. Well, in terms of like surviving in outdoors, not I don't know about gameplay, but definitely when it comes to surviving outdoors, she'll be a good fit there versus some of the older lady archetypes. So let's put on let's see, Big Brother 14. Surprised they didn't put anybody on. It's Frank was a consideration because he'd be similar to how Joey Mason from Survivor, but I decided to. I don't think Frank would be willing to play Survivor anyways. Oh yeah, TV. So I decided to take him out. Big Brother 15. There was some people I considered. I considered Annie, but I feel like there's a better options for his archetype that I'd be more interested on Survivor. But yeah, with that being said, I decided to put two people on Survivor, and it's Amanda Zuckman and Alyssa, who's Rachel's sister. I decided to put them on. I think they would be interesting fits. Alyssa is another outdoorsy type woman, and Amanda, somebody who can create chaos and stuff like that. I think she'd be somebody who I would like to see. Yeah, so that's somebody who I would love to see play Survivor, like Alyssa and Amanda, and especially they are kind of rivals too. Anyways, let's keep going. Big Brother 16. I decided to put on obviously Derek. It's kind of like Dan, someone who's a big Survivor fan, and it's good, interesting to see how he does out there. And it's not like Derek's gonna be a complete, Derek's not gonna be one of these guys who's gonna be a washout Survivor. I think he'll be able to apply some of the Big Brother concepts on there. Maybe he'll play similar to like a Jeremy Collins, or Boston Rob, something like that. Cause he is, a blue collar based guy. Someone like Jeff too, like Jeff from Big Brother 12. Not 12, I'm getting them mixed up, Big Brother 11. And he's also a cop, even though he's a cop, I feel like something like he'll be a good fit for Survivor. And he's a fan anyway, so somebody who could bring some of the strategic aspects of the game. But yeah, somebody Big Brother 17 now. Well, I almost forgot. There's somebody else from Big Brother 16 decided to put on, and that's Amber, who's not constantly, who's currently on the challenge right now, and she's somebody who I don't know how she'll do on the challenge because I just started watching last week, but she's somebody who's another outdoorsy person who would. Anyways, she's somebody who I love to have on the season, and she's pretty athletic too, and a triple threater. Could do physical, social, and strategic. Well, strategic, but she's physical and social. Should be fine with. Anyways, Big Brother 17. Now I put two people from Big Brother 17 on there. One is an obvious one, and another is kind of like similar to some of the other players that I put on here. The person similar to the other players I put on there that people might not consider is Becky, another outdoorsy person, lives in Colorado, just like Shelly, just like Amber, someone who's athletic, someone who likes to hunt, and likes to do outdoorsy physical challenges. Yeah, I put her on. And the second person I put on is Devon, who everybody loves Devon, so she's somebody who was definitely gonna be on here. And speaking of Devon, I almost didn't put her on because to come out Big Brother 22, but I decided to swap Dane Where's out for her because even though Devon just came off of Big Brother and she used somebody who actually applied on Survivor before we cast for Big Brother. And she's also somebody who I think is more of a likely candidate to return, even despite coming to All Stars, than Daniel Reyes, who lives in. They both live in California, but I think Devon lives in LA, if I'm not mistaken, and Daniel lives in I think San Francisco or whatever. So it depends. I think Devon's a more of a likely return candidate than Daniel Reyes, which is why I don't have Daniel Reyes on here and I have Devon on here. Anyways, moving on. Libra 18, I put somebody who may surprise you. I put Jose on here. Jose is somebody who I'm actually interested to see how he does. And there's somebody who's similar to Jose, but Jose brings diversity into the cast and the diversity that I couldn't really find in, I think, Big Brother players who will be open or be chosen to play Survivor. So I decided to put him on just to bring something different. And I think he'll be fine. He got on the challenge, so it's not like he can't do it physically. I think he's a decent athlete. I think somebody that can at least cause some drama and be exciting to watch. Anyways, Big Brother 19, is anybody put in? Yeah, there's two people from Big Brother 19 actually. I decided to put on some people might not like this one, but I decided to put Cody on. I think Cody Nicholson, Jessica's husband. If Paul wasn't on the season, I think he could have done some things and gone far. I mean, he did gone far, but like not like get eliminated. I mean, pre-jury, but when he didn't go far, he went halfway. What I'm saying. Anyways, Cody is somebody who I could see being a good fit for Survivor as a show. Like I think I see him performing decently well on the season. Or maybe be an early target and be like a early boot. So there's that. Another person I decided to put on Big Brother 19, and I almost put Jessica, Cody's wife, on here, but I decided to take her out and put someone who's a better fit for Survivor as like a show. And I love Jessica, but if I didn't put like Jordan with Jeff or Brennan with Rachel, then why am I putting Jessica on here? Anyways, back to what I was saying. So I decided to put Alex. And Alex, somebody you would think will be on Big Brother All-Stars, but actually I like her better as a Survivor. And she wanted to play Survivor anyways when she got a show, so why not put her on here? So now, moving on to Big Brother 20. Well, yeah, moving to Big Brother 20. I put 4 people on Big Brother from Big Brother 20. 3 guys and the last lady. Let's go to the lady first, Caitlin Herman. I was kind of hesitant to put her on because I feel like there was more interesting options, but I decided, what the hell, right now, let's put her on here. Yeah, so I put Caitlin Herman on. I think she'll bring a different kind of character, a zany character, someone who's in touch with universe or whatever. Anyways, I think she's different from the rest of the cast. And, you know, Survivor do have once in those, like they have Courtney Merritt, you know, people like that from Panama. I think that's the season Courtney was on. They have people like that. So it's not like they don't have these kind of characters. They need to have at least one. Lauren Beck could be another character like that, and I love Lauren. People Alyssa, Wendy from Education, Kaylin fits into that kind of archetype, so needed to have her on here. Let's get to the three guys. So I decided to put Brett, who to me is similar to how Dean is from Island of Idols. So I put Whitson because, why not? And Fessy, I decided to put him because I think Fessy would be kind of similar to, he's not similar to Cody, but he'd be like another physical presence in Survivor, and he also brings diversity too, so I decided to put him on there. And Winston, the reason I put Winston over some of the other people, like probably Jackson, Mickey, for example, is that Winston, at least with Winston, he's been on like I Love Island, so he's been on other reality shows before. I decided to put him on. And last but not least, the last male spot is gonna go to Tommy from last year, Big Brother 21. I know I have Jose in that archetype, but I decided I need Tommy and Jose on here because Jose, even though he fits the same archetype Tommy, Jose brings diversity. And Tommy, out of all the males that were left and all the males of Big Brother 21, like someone like Sam, I almost put someone like Sam on this cast, but I decided I think Tommy would be more of an option for production than Sam. So when I put Tommy on here, and yep, that's the list I have. And as you see in this picture right here, this is the cast. Like I said, I put each of the 20 members to a tribe. I put Alex, Amber, Becky, Alyssa, Shelly from the ladies of the David tribe. Well, I put Amanda, Devon, Janelle, Caitlin, and Rachel in the Goliath tribe due to the personalities and the status and whatnot and the popularity. And then also for the guys I put Fessy, Jace, Tommy, Brett, and Winston on the David tribe. And maybe you could debate Jace not being a David, he's a Goliath, but Jace hasn't been heard from in years, so I mean, I decided he's an underdog right now. Anyways, and then for the male Goliaths, obviously Hayden is a Survivor player, so I put him on. Cody has an alpha personality. Dan and Derek are legends, and Jace also has not Jace, Jose has like a big personality himself. And I had to split up some of the people. I want to split up Alyssa and Rachel. I want to split up Jose and Tommy because they're kind of two similar archetypes. I know I could split up Brett and Winston, but I decided to keep them together because if I split them up, that would make the David tribe even weaker, kind of, I guess. I don't know, it just wouldn't make sense. So anyways, that's the tribes. And what I'm going to also do, I might do a simulation of this season, see who wins or how it turns out. But anyways, thank you guys for watching this video, and adios.